Thank you, Ellie.
Anything exciting, Jed?
Could be. Here's a letter from Hooterville, and it's for you.
I bet it's from your sweetie, Sam Drucker.
Sam Drucker ain't my sweetie. He's crazy, mad, head over heels, desperate, in love with me. But, oh, it ain't from my sweetie. I mean, Mr. Drucker. It's from Betty, Joe, and Steve. And here's a picture of the baby. Look, ain't that a purty family?
It is for a fact.
Looks like they celebrating the baby's first birthday.
Land sakes, it don't seem a year that I doctored the little darling.
I'm sure it does fly. She's probably toddling around by now.
I'd love to see her.
Me too, and all the other folks at Petticoat Junction.
Same here. Why don't we just haul off and go?
Oh,
Ladies, please. I know I'm an exciting thing to see. Get a hold of yourself. Uncle Jed, ain't this uniform something? Drives women wild. Even my own kid.
They was cheering something else.
That's the truth. I am something else.
Will you be quiet, loud mouth?
Uh-oh. You done sassed a 4-star general. I might just throw down on you with a court-martial.
You ain't gonna throw a...
Now, stop your squabbling. I'm going to get packed and ready to go. The rest you do the same, quick as you can.
What's he talking about? Go where?
to Hooterville.
To see the folks at Petticoat Junction.
That's what we was cheering about.
Yeah, we wasn't cheering you, General Lunkhead.
Now, watch it, civilian. That's your second offense. One more and you're in real big trouble.
Jethro, why don't you go change so we can leave?
Change? I paid a whole week's rent on this uniform. I still got 6 days to go.
Well, ain't you supposed to join the Air Force and then get a uniform?
No. They might start me out as a colonel or something. General gets a heap more pay.
Well, I guess you know what you're doing.
Well, if he does, it'll be the first time.
Number 3. Now you're going to find out what happens when you insult General Buzz Bodine.
What's buzz mean?
Buzzard, what else?
That tore it. Now hear this. Your leaves is canceled, your liberties is withdrawn, and quick as you fix my breakfast, you're going to march 20 miles with a full pack.
Says who?
Says United States Air Force. The Air Force backs me up, and the Air Force gives me authority.
Well, then let the Air Force give you breakfast.
Hey, you take this skillet and get busy. Now, that is a direct order.
Jethro, if I was you, I wouldn't...
What do you say now, General?
Reckon that'll teach you a lesson. You done ruined a good skillet.
Well, I see you're all ready to go.
Very nice of you folks to drive us to the airport.
Our pleasure, our pleasure.
To drive there, you wouldn't have to leave your bank.
Oh, that's all right, as long as you don't leave my bank. What? You don't plan to stay in Hooterville long, do you?
Oh, no, just a visit. Granny, LMA, come on, our ride's here.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, don't pick up those bags. You could hurt your back. Miss Hathaway?
Oh, shucks, they ain't heavy.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he went out to the Air Force Base for breakfast and didn't come back.
Yeah, they probably never tried to feed a four-stomach general before.
You mean to say Jethro wore that general's uniform?
That and a lump on his head.
Granny, they may just keep him out there at that Air Force base.
Not the way he eats. Come on, Dad, let's get going.
Aren't you concerned about Jethro?
Oh, he knows how to get to Hooterville.
Sam?
Did you look at that? Yeah, I heard it.
By golly, Howard, that's one of those military helicopters.
It is?
Yeah. And there's a general getting out. And he's heading this way.
You reckon we're being invaded?
Well, I don't think so. You don't usually find a general leading an invasion.
Thanks a lot. Roger, we're going out.
Hey, look at those ribbons. And 4 stars. That's an important man.
At ease, civilians. Here, have a cigar.
Well, thank you, General.
Thank you. You're welcome. Air Force give me a whole pocket full of them. Give me the sunglasses, too. Real nice bunch of fellas. Went out to this Air Force base for breakfast. Happened to mention I'd like to go to Hooterville. Man, you should have seen them fellers jumping around. Snapping salutes like they was brushing flies. Offered me my own plane. I'd have took it, except for one thing.
What's that?
Don't know how to fly.
You don't know how to fly?
Not yet, but I'm fixing to learn. They such a nice bunch of fellas, I'm thinking on joining up.
You're thinking of joining?
That's right.
Where'd you get that uniform?
At a costume company in Hollywood.
Wait a minute. Ain't you Jethro Bodine?
I used to be. Now I'm Buzz Bodine. Pride of the Pentagon.
Jethro, you know what you can get for wearing a general's uniform?
Not exactly, but I bet it's plenty. Oh, here comes my train. I'm going to the Shady Rest Hotel and get that there fella Steve Elliott. Give me flying lessons.
Well, Jethro, I wouldn't wear that uniform.
I don't blame you. Wouldn't come close to fitting you.
Steve, a general. Hughes Airport?
Yeah, it was Uncle Joe's idea. He thought Mr. Hughes would be so flattered he'd lower the rent.
Did he?
Well, when it was Hughes pasture, I was paying $18 a month. Now that it's Hughes Airport, he's raised it to $25.
Good old Uncle Joe.
What'd you start to say about a general?
Oh, yes. There's an Air Force general at the Shady Rest.
You're kidding.
He has 4 stars. Is that a general?
Boy, is that a general.
Tom, this is a chance for you to make some extra money.
Oh,
Well, he wants you to give him flying lessons.
a 4-star Air Force general? And he wants me to give him flying lessons?
That's what he said. Isn't it thrilling?
It's crazy, that's what it is.
Why?
Honey, I was in the Air Force for 5 years. I didn't even see a 4-star general.
Well, you'll be nice to him, won't you?
Nice to him. I'll shine his shoes, draw his bath, and serve him breakfast in bed. But why would a 4-star general come to an out-of-the-way place like this?
I told you. He wants you to give him flying lessons.
Oh, honey, somebody's joking.
Do generals joke a lot?
No, I've heard that they don't.
Oh, well, you can ask him yourself. Here he comes.
It really is a 4-star Air Force general.
Now, don't forget to be nice.
Don't worry. How do I look?
Terrible.
Thanks. General, sir, this is a great honor. I believe you met my wife.
Betty.
Yes, sir, Betty. And I'm her husband.
Steve.
Yes, sir. That's right. Betty, Steve. That is Steve and Betty. We're the Elliots.
I haven't seen my husband this nervous since we had a baby.
Yes, sir, that's true. We did have a baby. Oh, not while we were in the Air Force. That is to say, I was in the Air Force, not my wife. You see, she's a girl, so she... Sir, my wife tells me that you want me to give you flying lessons. I realize, of course, that the general's joking.
Nope.
You want me to give you flying lessons?
Yep.
See, Steve, I told you.
He don't catch on to things too quick, does he? Come on, boy. Let's get on up there and wild blue yonder it.
Where have I heard that voice before?
He said he was called the Pride of the Pentagon. Maybe it was there.
Somehow that voice doesn't have the ring of the Pentagon.
Hey, where's the starter?
It's beginning to come to me.
Me too.
Hey, how do you start this rascal?
The engine's inoperative.
Well, let's fly over there and get it.
Jethro. Jethro, what do you think you're doing?
Learning to fly so I can join the Air Force.
You know what you could get for wearing a general's uniform?
Everybody asks me that. Must be a bundle.
What you could get is the federal pin.
No thanks, no pen. Uncle Jed don't want me fooling with nothing sharp.
Jethro, let me explain it to you.
Lots of luck.
Thanks for the jitney ride, Andy. I'll get the bag.
Please go and take the train out to the Shady Rest Hotel.
Give our best to your family.
Bye, Andy.
Andy don't say much, did he?
No, but when he does, it sure ain't worth listening to.
Hi there, Mr. Drucker.
Well, Ellie Mae and Granny.
Hello, Sam.
Howdy, Sam.
Well, Mr. Clampett.
Ah, Jed.
Jed. Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae, I'd like you to meet my friend Howard Hughes.
Oh, hi, Mr. Hughes.
Howdy, young lady.
Proud to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine, ma'am.
Any friend of Sam's is a friend of ours.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Drucker, you got a new cat.
Yeah, I call her Marmalade.
Howdy there, Marmalade. You sure are pretty.
Jed Clampett's fella I was telling you about, Howard, struck oil on his land back in the hills.
I wish it'd happen to me.
Howard's biggest landowner in these parts.
Do tell.
What have you got on your land?
Well, last year, I had a flood. And the year before that, a drought.
Don't let him fool you. He does all right. He raises barley, corn, rye.
You can make good stuff out of them.
Granny.
I mean stuff like bread.
Sure you do.
If you ever happen to come by my place, drop in. I'll give you 3 fingers of bread.
What did he mean, Jed?
There's our train to the Shady Rest.
Hey, Jethro's already out there.
Jethro's in Hooterville?
Yeah, come in a few hours ago. Was wearing an Air Force general's uniform. Said he was going out there and get Steve Elliott to give him flying lessons.
I'll go out and flag down the cannonball.
Sam, I think I'll go out to the Shady Rest with the Clampetts. I want to talk to Steve about a rent on Hughes Airport.
Okay, Howard, we can finish our game later.
What a darling baby.
Cutest I ever did see.
Can I hold her there, Joe? Oh, sure you can, Ellie.
And now be careful, Ellie. That's not one of your critters.
I love Granny.
Look at that. Ellie and that young'un take to each other real natural.
Oh, Jed, wouldn't it be nice if Ellie had a baby of her own?
Yeah, but first it'd be nice if she had a husband of her own.
Come on, Jethro, you look just fine.
Uncle Joe ain't exactly a snappy dresser.
Believe me, it's safer than wearing a general's uniform.
Boy, what a come down. From Pride of the Pentagon to a Hooterville hick. Hey, you're still going to give me flying lessons, though, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, I'd like to, Jethro, if I had a safe plane, but well, that old crate of mine is falling apart.
Would you like a new airplane?
Would my wife like a mink coat?
Well, go ask her.
Forget it.
Well, that's okay. My Uncle Jed's got $90 million. Hey, Uncle Jed, can I see you for a minute?
You're right there.
And I'll have some money of my own, too, now that I'm a retired general. Well, ain't I entitled to a pension?
I wouldn't put in for it if I were you.
Steve, that's a mighty fine little baby. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Hey, Uncle Jed, would you buy Steve a new airplane?
You need one?
Well, yes, sir, but I don't expect you to. I mean, that is, we'd pay you back, naturally.
We?
Well, Uncle Joe and I are sort of in business together. What he calls Carson Elliott Enterprises. We have this crop dusting service.
Say, Steve, I'd like to talk to you about the rent on Hughes Airport.
Could you talk to Uncle Joe?
Yeah, if I could find him, but he always hides, comes first of the month.
See, we keep our plane in Mr. Hughes' pasture.
Airport.
Yeah.
You hurting for rent, Steve?
Oh, I'm hurting for everything, Mr. Clampett. My plane's in pieces, and we work out of this broken-down shack.
Airport terminal.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Why don't we all go over to the pasture? Airport. And look things over.
Fine.
Hey, I'll go along. You all can use the expert advice of a retired Air Force general.
Where are you going?
We're going over to see Steve's crop dusting airplane.
He does crops with an airplane?
Yeah, you see, Granny, you fly real low over a field. And
Steve, I'll explain to her. She don't understand aeronautics like I do. You see, Granny, Airplane's got a fan out front called a propeller. Spins around and makes a big wind. Understand? Well, anyway, Steve flies low over the fields, and the wind blows the dust off the crops. That's what you call crop dust.
Beautiful, General. Mr. Clampett, if you like the idea of buying out Uncle Joe, I'm sure he'll be amenable.
Well, I don't want to get him riled.
What I mean is I think he'd like it. And we could call the new company Clampett-Elliott Enterprises.
Wait a minute. I want in on that. After all, this here is my pasture. Airport.
That's fine with me.
Me too.
Sam Drucker says that everything this here man touches turns to gold.
Well, I guess it's just a question of making the financial arrangements.
Well, why don't I call my banker, Mr. Drysdale, and have him to handle it?
Nearest phone's Drucker's store. I'll go flag the train.
Good. Where's Jethro?
Oh, looks like he's checking out my plane. I'll get him. Jethro?
Yeah?
This is impossible. There's no opening between those two cockpits.
There is now.
Well, listen, we're going over to Drucker's store to call Mr. Drysdale. Get out.
I wish I could, but I'm stuck.
Jethro, when the Air Force lost you, they lost a great general.
Thanks. Will you please help me get out of here?
Mr. Clampett, you and Mr. Hewes go ahead and catch the train. This may take a while.
Yes, operator, I understand. Thank you very much. Bye. Well, I'm sorry, Chief. There's no telephone at the Shady Rest Hotel in Hooterville.
Oh, fine. We've lost touch with our largest depositor. $90 million can go down the drain like that.
$90 million is safe. It's here in your bank.
All Jed Clampett has to do is write one check and this bank becomes a parking lot.
Hello? Yes, just a moment. It's Hooterville calling.
Don't accept it. It's disaster. It's bad news.
What's that, Mr. Clampett? You're buying Carson-Elliott Enterprises.
I told you, there it is. Doomed. We're a parking lot. He's blown $90 million.
Did I understand you correctly, Mr. Clampett? You're going into business with a man named Howard Hughes?
Hang up. I don't want to. Howard Hughes? Give me that phone. Mr. Clampett, it's me, your friendly banker.
Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Yes, sir, that's his name, Howard Hughes. I met him down here in Hooterville. He's the biggest landowner in these parts.
I thought most of his land was in Vegas.
Well, it might be, but part of it is in corn and barley. And then, of course, there's a Hughes Airport.
Mr. Clampett, could you describe Mr. Hughes to me?
Well, yeah, he's right here. He's, I'd say he's a kind of a ordinary-looking fella. Kind of tall, lanky. He's got on an old shirt, a pair of work pants, and some old faded sneakers.
It's him. It's him. Howard Hughes, the billionaire. Wouldn't you know that he and Jed Clampett would get together? Money goes to money. You've heard me say that 100 times.
No, I haven't.
You will. Mr. Clampett, do you think Mr. Hughes will agree to do business with my bank?
Well, hold on, I'll ask him. Howard, you mind doing business with Mr. Drysdale's bank?
Jed, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me.
Howard says...
I heard him. I heard him. What a beautiful voice. Like an angel.
Seems kind of ordinary to me. But anyway, Howard and me is going in the airline business. Would you handle a financial arrangement?
I'll be there on the first plane, and don't let Mr. Hughes out of your sight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah? Okay. Bye. Never hear that man so excited. He says you got a very famous name, Howard.
Well, that ought to be famous. I've been selling corn, barley, and rye in this valley for over 30 years.
Take him on, Jed. He's too good for me.
Sit right down there, Mr. Clampett. What do you prefer, reds or blacks?
Well, I'll take the ones on this side here.
All right.
It's no use, Jethro. I can't get you out of there.
Hey, where you going, Steve?
To get a saw.
Hey, oh no! Not that! Take me out of here in one piece! Please, Steve, help!
Betty Jo, ain't you going over to the flying field?
Yes, Granny, but I can't leave until I have someone to take care of the baby.
Oh, Ellie will do it. Ellie Mae! This is a big day for your husband. Getting a new crop dusting plane.
Yes, I know. We're both so grateful to Mr. Clampett for putting up the money.
Well, now, don't you forget. Howard Hughes is furnishing the landing pasture.
He likes it called Hughes Airport now. Anyhow, Steve and I are grateful to both men. Maybe now Kathy Jo can go to college.
At her age. My, what a smart young one.
What you want, Granny?
Betty and me is going over to Hughes pasture.
Airport.
Yeah. Will you take care of this little darling whilst we're gone?
I sure will.
The baby, Ellie, the baby.
Oh,
She is critter happy. She don't know a puppy from a baby.
oh, they're both cute. I'll get my jacket.
Now, you take good care of her. It's dandy training for you, and... Who's that coming down the stairs?
That's Jethro.
How do you like my outfit? Had to go clean to Riverdale to get it.
What's it for?
Huh?
What's it for?
For flying. I'm a pilot now, and quick as we get to the airport, I'll take you for a spin.
Jethro, you ain't had your first flying lesson yet.
Yeah, I'll have that, and then I'll take you for a spin. Well, come on. Sam Drucker's waiting to take my picture for his newspaper.
Your picture. If he takes anybody's, it'll be Granny's. Her and Sam Drucker's sweetheart.
Oh, don't say it, Ellie.
Well, it's the truth, ain't it?
Yeah, but don't say it. It might get back to Mr. Hughes, and I think he's got eyes for me, too.
What were you saying about Mr. Hughes, Granny?
Well, I was saying that Sam Drucker and Howard Hughes is both sweet on me, and I don't know which one to favor.
Mr. Hughes is married.
I think I'm going to favor Sam.
All right, fellas, now let's get a shot of the three of you in front of the shack. Now, for the front page, Jed, you and Howard be shaking hands.
Sam, ain't you making an awful big thing out of this?
Well, it is a big thing, Jed. Oil millionaire and land baron get together to start an airline?
Well, we just buying Steve a new crop dusting plane.
And giving him a new hangar.
Hey, no kidding, Mr. Hughes? A new hangar?
Well, what it is just an old hay barn, but when you keep a plane in it, that makes it a hangar.
Fellas, settle that later. I'm holding the presses. Now, shake hands and look important.
I still say you're trying to make too much out of it.
Jed, if it wasn't a big, important deal, would that Beverly Hills banker be flying out here to handle it?
He did seem kind of excited when he heard that Mr. Hughes was in on it. All right, Howard. Let's shake hands and try to look important.
It's the financial coup of the century. Howard Hughes and Jed Clampett. I'll get a profile shot. And I'm handling the whole deal. Okay, that's enough pictures. Send those to the Banker's Journal. They can select one for the front page. Let them know I'll be available for personal interviews as soon as I return from Hooterville.
Right, Chief.
I'll go in and change to my meeting Howard Hughes outfit.
You have a special outfit just to meet Mr. Hughes?
Well, of course, this is much too formal. Oh, meantime, you rehearse the girls' trio in that song I wrote.
Oh, Chief, please, drop the idea of taking the girls' trio. I beg you.
Rehearse them.
That's the outfit you're going to wear to meet Howard Hughes?
Well, he's a casual, informal man. He's going to meet a casual, informal banker. Now let's hear the girls' trio.
Oh, Chief, please, not that corny song.
What do you mean corny? It's beautiful. I wrote it. Now let's hear the trio.
Girls.
Howard Hughes, we love you. Did we do, oh Howard Hughes? You are our special favorite billionaire.
great. Now, girls, finish with the turn like you will for Mr. Hughes.
How crudely commercial. The Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
BH stands for Beautiful Howard.
Well, isn't Mr. Clampett going to feel rather left out?
Not at all. I haven't forgotten anyone.
Okay, fellas?
Reckon the three of us can push it?
Sure, it ain't far.
Hey, fellas, am I in time?
Just in time, Jethro. Grab a hold and commence pushing.
I mean in time for a picture.
I'll ask. Hey, Sam, you want a picture of Jethro pushing?
No, thanks.
Come on, boy.
Hey, Uncle Jet. That's an aviator. Aviators don't push planes. We aviate them. How soon I get my first lesson, Steve?
Just as soon as we get this old crate pushed into the hay barn and hangar, and I get the engine back together.
Okay.
Just push it, Jethro. Don't carry it.
Hey, Steve, I see Betty Joe coming. Is it all right with you if I take a couple of cheesecake shots?
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, that leg art really sells papers, especially in big cities like Pixley and Blue Spring.
Yeah, well, it's fine with me, sir.
I think we're too late, Granny.
Oh, no, you're not. You're just in time for a cheesecake picture.
What's that?
Well, that, Granny, is newspaper talk for having a pretty girl sit on this bench, cross her knees, and show her beautiful legs.
Sam, you old rascal. I wouldn't do this for nobody but you.
All right, Mr. Parker. Now, I want you to take the truckload of gifts and flowers and champagne and all that stuff directly to the Shady Rest Hotel. We'll ride up there on the train. Girls, let's go into Mr. Drucker's start. Where's Miss Hathaway?
Well, she's still in the car.
Miss Hathaway, come out of there.
Must I?
You must.
You're ridiculous.
Don't be silly. A casual banker has a casual secretary.
But I look so completely unfeminine.
No, you look fine, just as feminine as can be. Come on. Hello, Mr. Drucker. Milburn Drysdale.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale, how are you?
Fine, fine.
I don't believe I've met this gentleman.
I am Miss Jane Hathaway.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. You look so,
Feminine?
no. Oh, yeah, that's it.
And these lovely young ladies are the Commerce Bank's singing secretaries.
Well, this is a real pleasure.
You haven't heard their song.
Oh, say, Mr. Drysdale, you'd be interested in this. I just took it off the press. It's a proof sheet of the extra I'm getting out. See, there's Jed Clampett and Howard Hughes shaking hands on their merger.
Girls, feast your eyes on two of the most beautiful men in the world. Are those two beautiful men?
Well, Jed ain't so bad looking, but I sure wouldn't call Howard a beautiful man.
Believe me, he's beautiful. Who took this picture?
I did.
Well, that is a signal honor. Mr. Hughes hardly ever allows his picture to be taken.
Can you blame him?
Mr. Drucker, please show some respect. Mr. Hughes is a very important man.
Oh, I know that. Say, he and Jed sure did hit it off. Why, them two just met, and already they're closer than two hogs in a mud waller.
Mr. Drucker, please do not refer to these two men as hogs. They're lions, tigers, monarchs of the financial jungle.
Okay, I guess I'm just a simple country boy.
Girls, there's the train to the Shady Rest Hotel. Oh, Mr. Drucker, when we get settled in, I'd like to go over and see the Hughes Airport. I'll bet it's beautiful.
Well, if you think Howard's beautiful, you'll likely think his airport is, too. See y'all later.
Holy smoke! What in the world?
Oh, hi there, Betty Joe. I'm just fixing to feed the baby.
Ellie, what is all this? Where did it come from?
Oh, from Mr. Drysdale. A great big truck pulled up and unloaded just a few minutes ago.
I've never seen so many beautiful flowers.
Shucks, that's nothing. Wait till you see the mink coats he sent for you and the baby.
Mink coats?
Right yonder.
Oh. Who did you say sent these?
Paul's banker, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, what's the matter, darling?
She's hungry. I'll feed her. That's the bottle.
Who's helping you?
Him. Come on, boy. Give the baby her bottle.
Ellie Mae, that's not very sanitary.
Well, he's been toting it around for an hour and it ain't hurt him.
I'll feed the baby.
Can I help?
Yeah. You can feed the dog.
Come on, boy.
Well, doggy, look at all this stuff.
Jed, when Sam Drucker caught you, he don't fool around.
Sam sent all this?
Who else? Howard Hughes is married. Oh, look, Jed. A hair coat.
Here's another one. It looks like someone put this through the wash and shrunk it.
That's a man for you.
Land sakes, what's all this?
It's a token of Sam Drucker's love and affection.
Sam splurged for all this?
He's crazy, head over heels mad for me, Howie. Plumb out of his mind.
That's the truth.
I bet you're sorry you got a wife.
That's the truth, too.
Sure would like to meet your wife, Howie.
Oh, you wouldn't, Jed. That is the nagginest woman that ever lived. She's the reason I got so much land.
What you mean?
So as I can hide from her.
Well, howdy there, everybody.
Ellie Mae, where's the baby?
In the kitchen with Betty Joe. Oh, Mr. Hughes, your wife was here looking for you.
See what I mean, Jed?
Well, she says the beavers has dammed up the creek again, and it's commencing to flood the South 40.
I'll go with you and help sluice it, Howie.
Can I go too, Paul?
How about it, Howie?
Well, as long as my wife don't see her, that woman is so jealous, it is sinful.
I'll put on my blue jeans and an old hat.
Okay, we can use the help.
Don't be scared, Jethro. I ain't scared, Stevie boy. Open her up. Give her the gun. Hang on now. I'm going to full throttle. I'm ready, Steve. Let her do.
No use, Jethro. I can't get her out of the hangar.
Hey! Pretty impressive display, huh?
Yes, come on over there. Chief, you must have spent a fortune.
Not spent, invested. Have you any idea what the Hughes, Clampett, Elliott Airlines could mushroom into?
Is that what you're going to call it?
Well, maybe it should be Clampett-Hewes, Elliott.
That is a problem. Whose name to put first?
I've got it. We'll call it Drysdale Airlines.
Well, look who's here. Howdy, girl.
Hi, Granny.
Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane.
Hello, Granny.
Why, you look like you're all dressed to go crawdad hunting.
Oh, Chief, may I please go and change my clothes?
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
May we go along and freshen up, too?
Okay.
Oh, good.
Sure brought along a slew of secretaries.
Well, there'll be lots of paperwork. By the way, where's Mr. Clampett, Mr. Hughes, and Mr. Elliott?
Well, Steve is giving Jethro a flying lesson. And Jed and Howard is over to Mr. Hughes's dam.
He has his own dam as well as his own airport?
That goomer has got everything.
Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Clampett, I'm so glad to see you. Oh, and this gentleman can only be the legendary, the immortal, the famous Howard Hughes.
Right now, I'm the muddy Howard Hughes.
We're working on Howard's dam.
Beautiful, beautiful men. That's what you are. Kings of all you survey. But you haven't lost the common touch.
You're just kind of unusual, Mr. Drysdale.
Well, I want to show you that I, too,
have the common touch.
I'd like to wear some of mine off.
Me too.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, if you don't mind, I would like to speak to Mr. Hewes for a moment. I've looked forward to this for such a long time.
All right with me. It was all right with Howard.
Mr. Hewes, I can't tell you what a thrill this is, meeting a man like you.
No fooling. Sorry I'm such a mess. Oh, my sneakers is getting the rug all muddy.
Oh, I'll clean them for you.
Don't wipe them on yourself.
It's an honor to wear your mud.
If you ain't the most accommodating banker I ever met.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. Oh, here, let me pour you some champagne.
Now, if she gets the croup, you take some possum grease and mix it with cocoon root and rub it on her chest. And for the colic, you boil some Jimson weed and add some...
Oh, come in, Mrs. Hughes.
Where's that no-good husband of mine?
I still haven't seen him. Oh, Granny, this is Mrs. Howard Hughes.
Howdy.
Hiya. Are you sure you haven't seen my Howie?
Not since this morning.
That scoundrel's up to no good. He's never stayed away from home this long before.
Maybe he'll be along pretty soon. Why don't you sit down and have a cup of coffee and something to eat?
Yeah, I'll fix you something.
Who can think about food when my husband's out chasing around? What have you got?
Well, we've got turkey and ham.
Maybe I'll have a little bite just to keep up my strength.
There you are. Be comfortable. And now a little more champagne. Oh, Miss Hathaway, girls, come meet the fabulous Howard Hughes. No. Don't get up. They're just secretaries. And they have a surprise for you. All right, girls, do the song for Mr. Hughes.
Howard Hughes, we love you. Did we do, oh, Howard Hughes?
Extra. Get your Hooterville World Guardian. Hot off the press. Extra.
Okay. My singing secretaries are about to serenade Mr. Hughes. All right, girls, start again.
Howard Hughes, we love you. Did we do, oh, Howard Hughes? You are our special favorite.
Hey, everybody. I just had my first flying lesson. I'm what you call an ace.
Jethro.
Yeah, Steve said tomorrow he's actually going up in the air.
What?
Hey, girls. How would you like me to take you for a moonlight plane ride tonight?
Jethro, go wait in the kitchen.
And leave these pretty girls.
There's food in the kitchen.
See you later, girls.
All right, once again, but let's be a bit more friendly this time. Mr. Hughes is an informal man. All right, get right over here. Sit on this side, back, over that side here. There, that's better. Are you comfortable, Mr. Hughes?
I ain't complaining.
Miss Hathaway.
Howard Hughes, we love you. Did we do, oh, Howard Hughes? You are our special favorite.
What's going on in here?
Who's that old bat?
That old bat is Howard's wife.
Mrs. Hughes, this is a rare treat. Your husband has told me so much about you.
I'll get him for that.
Permit me to introduce myself. I'm Milburn Drysdale, the Beverly Hills banker. Now, I'm going to handle all...
You don't look like no Beverly Hills banker to me.
Well, I'm casually dressed because your husband is a casual dresser.
My husband is a slob.
Steve, is your plane running?
Yeah, I just got it fixed.
Let's go.
Where to?
Let's try for South America.
Come back here, you worm!
Steve, go after her. Stop her.
Are you kidding? The Green Bay Packers couldn't stop her.
This won't change our plans for the new airline, will it?
Well, it's just one little detail. We'll have to call it Hughes Memorial Airport.
Memorial? Why?
She just caught him.
Now, will you look at my extra?
Oh, yeah, Sam. What's this? Hey, that's great.
Great. He misspelled Hughes.
I did not.
Howard Hughes, the billionaire, does not spell his name H-E-W-E-S.
Well, maybe not, but Howard Hughes, a farmer, does.
Sam, take my picture.
Chief, what are you doing?
And Miss Hathaway, send them to the insurance company. Maybe I can recoup some of my losses.
You want me to shoot you like that?
That's an even better idea. Steve, get him a gun.
Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food. And up to the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed is a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly. Hills, that is. Swimming pools. Movie stars. The Beverly Hillbillies. The morning sun rose bright and warm over the sprawling, luxurious estate in Beverly Hills, casting long, golden shadows across the pristine green lawns and the sparkling waters of the swimming pool. Inside the grand mansion, Jed Clampett sat comfortably, enjoying the quiet peace of the early hours. The front door clicked open, and the familiar, cheerful footsteps of Ellie Mae echoed through the hallway. Morning mail just come, pal, Ellie Mae said, her voice filled with her usual bright energy as she handed a small stack of envelopes to Jed. Oh, thank you, Ellie, Jed replied, taking the letters with a warm, appreciative smile. He looked up as Granny walked into the room, her sharp eyes scanning the mail with immediate curiosity. Anything exciting, Jed? Granny asked, adjusting her apron and leaning in closer. Could be, Jed murmured, sorting through the envelopes until he found one that caught his eye. Here is a letter from Hooterville, and it is for you. Granny gasped slightly, her face lighting up with instant excitement. I bet it is from your sweetie, Sam Drucker, Ellie Mae teased, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. Granny immediately snapped her head around, her cheeks flushing slightly as she waved a hand dismissively. Sam Drucker ain't my sweetie, she declared with utmost certainty. He is crazy, mad, head over heels desperate in love with me. But, oh, it ain't for my sweetie. I mean Mr. Drucker. Jed chuckled softly, turning the envelope over to read the return address out loud. It is from Betty Jo and Steve. And here is a picture of the baby. Look. Ellie Mae and Granny crowded around Jed, leaning over his shoulders to get a better look at the small photograph. The image showed a glowing young couple holding a beautiful, smiling infant. Ain't that a pretty family? Ellie Mae cooed, her eyes shining with affection. It is for a fact, Jed agreed, nodding slowly as he studied the picture. Looks like they celebrating the baby's first birthday. Granny sighed, a rare look of soft tenderness crossing her weathered features. Man, shakes it don't seem a year that I doctored the little darling. I'm sure it does fly, Jed said thoughtfully, gazing out the window for a brief moment. She is probably toddling around by now. I'd love to see her. Me too, Ellie Mae chimed in eagerly, clasping her hands together. And all the other folks at Petticoat Junction. Same here, Granny admitted, her initial sternness completely melting away at the thought of their old friends. Jed looked from Ellie Mae to Granny, a gentle spark of inspiration striking him. Why don't we just haul off and go? Before either of the women could respond, the heavy front doors burst open with a dramatic flourish. Striding into the living room with an absurdly exaggerated sense of importance was Jethro Bodine. He was dressed from head to toe in a pristine, heavily decorated military uniform complete with shiny medals and 4 bright stars pinned to his shoulders. Ladies, please, Jethro announced in a booming voice, holding his hands up as if addressing a massive crowd. I know I'm an exciting thing to see, but get a hold of yourselves. Granny and Ellie Mae blinked in utter disbelief, staring at him as if he had lost his mind. Uncle Jed, ain't this uniform something? Jethro continued, puffing out his chest proudly. Drives women wild. Even my own kids. They was cheering something else. Granny rolled her eyes, so hard it looked painful. That's the truth. I am something else. Will you be quiet, loudmouth? Ellie Mae snapped, totally unbothered by his grand entrance. Jethro gasped, pointing an accusing finger at her.
Oh.
You done sassed a 4-star general. I might just throw down on you with a court-martial. Ellie Mae crossed her arms, completely unimpressed. You ain't gonna throw one. Now, Jed interrupted, raising a calm hand to keep the peace before the bickering could escalate any further. Stop your squabbling. I'm gonna get packed. You're ready to go. The rest you do the same quick as you can. Jethro blinked, his grand general persona momentarily slipping into confusion.
What is he talking about?
Go where? To Hooterville, Ellie Mae said with a bright, triumphant laugh. To see the folks at Petticoat Junction. That's what we was cheering about.
Yeah.
We wasn't cheering you, General Lunkhead. Jethro quickly tried to regain his authoritative posture, narrowing his eyes at her. Watch it, civilian. That's your second offense. One more, and you're in real big trouble. Jed shook his head with a mild, patient smile as he walked toward the stairs. Jed, though, why don't you go change, so we can leave? Granny called out to Jethro, gesturing to his ridiculous attire. Change? Jethro cried out, genuinely offended by the suggestion. I paid a whole week's rent on this uniform. I still got 6 days to go. Ellie Mae frowned, trying to follow his bizarre logic. Ain't you supposed to join the Air Force and then get a uniform? Jethro wagged a finger at her knowingly.
No.
They might start me out as a colonel or something. General gets a heap more pay. Jed paused on the steps, looking down at his nephew with a mixture of amusement and mild pity. Well, I guess you know what you're doing. Granny snorted loudly, walking past Jethro toward the kitchen. Well, if he does, it'll be the first time. Number 3. Jethro puffed his chest out again, shouting after her. Now you're going to find out what happens when you insult General Buzz Bodine. Ellie Mae paused, looking at him sideways. What does Buzz mean? Buzzard. What else? Granny yelled back from the other room. Jethro gasped dramatically, his face turning a shade of red. That tore it. Now hear this. Your leaves is cancelled. Your liberties is withdrawn. And quick as you fix my breakfast, you're going to march 20 miles with a full pack. Ellie Mae raised an eyebrow, not intimidated in the slightest.
Says who?
Says United States Air Force, Jethro declared proudly, slamming his fist against his chest. The Air Force backs me up, and the Air Force gives me authority. Granny walked back into the room, holding a heavy, solid iron skillet in her hand. She marched right up to Jethro, her eyes flashing with a dangerous spark. Well, then let the Air Force give you breakfast.
Hey.
You take this skillet and get busy. Now that is a direct order. If I was you, I would. Before Jethro could even react, Granny brought the heavy skillet down right on top of his head with a loud, resounding clang. The force of the blow knocked the 4-star general completely off balance, sending him stumbling backward until he crashed onto the floor. What do you say now, General? Granny asked, standing over him with her hands on her hips, completely unfazed. Jethro rubbed the massive, rapidly growing lump on his head, his eyes spinning in circles. I reckon that'll teach you a lesson. You done ruined a good skillet. A short while later, the bags were packed, and the family was gathered by the front door, ready for their grand trip. Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane had arrived to escort them to the airport, standing by the sleek luxury vehicle parked in the driveway. Well, I see you're all ready to go, Mr. Drysdale said, offering his most professional, welcoming banker's smile. Very nice of you folks to drive us to the airport. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. You wouldn't have to leave your bag. Oh, that's all right, as long as you don't leave my bag, Granny replied sharply, clutching her personal belongings tightly.
What?
Mr. Drysdale blinked, slightly confused by her intense tone. You don't plan to stay in Hooterville long, do you? Oh, no. Just a visit, Jed assured him, stepping out onto the porch.
Granny? Come on.
Our ride is here. Oh, Mr. Clampett, Miss Jane called out, stepping forward helpfully. Don't pick up those bags. You could hurt your back. Jed waved her off with an easy smile, effortlessly lifting 2 massive suitcases. This out of the way? You're clean.
Ain't heavy.
Miss Jane looked around the driveway, noticing a distinct absence. Where is Jethro? Oh, he went out to the Air Force Base for breakfast and didn't come back, Ellie Mae explained cheerfully. Yeah, Granny added with a smirk. They probably never tried to feed a four-stomach general before. Mr. Drysdale's eyes widened in sudden panic. You mean to say Jethro wore that general's uniform? Jed nodded calmly. That, and a lump on his head. Granny, they may just keep him out there at that Air Force base. Not the way he is, Granny muttered, climbing into the vehicle.
Come on, Dad.
Let's get going, Ellie Mae said, following her inside. All right, Jed said, turning to Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane. Aren't you concerned about Jethro? Miss Jane asked, her voice laced with genuine worry for the eccentric young man. Jed just chuckled softly as he closed the car door. Oh, he knows how to get to Hooterville. Meanwhile, miles away in the quiet, rural town of Hooterville, life was moving at its usual slow, peaceful pace. At the local general store, Sam Drucker was standing outside on the porch, enjoying the fresh air alongside his friend, Howard. The quiet atmosphere was suddenly shattered by a strange, loud, chopping noise echoing from the sky above.
Sam,
would you look at that? Howard shouted, pointing up at the clouds in absolute amazement. Yeah, I heard it, Sam replied, squinting his eyes against the bright sun. By golly, Howard, that's one of those military helicopters. It is? Howard asked, his jaw dropping as the massive, sleek aircraft began to descend directly toward the open field near the store. Yeah, and there is a general getting out. He is heading this way, Sam observed, watching the figure step out of the helicopter with an incredibly dramatic, slow-motion stride. You reckon we're being invaded? Howard whispered, suddenly feeling a bit nervous. I don't think so, Sam said, shaking his head with a knowing smile. You don't usually find a general leading an invasion. The pilot of the helicopter leaned out, giving a final nod to the passenger. Thanks a lot, Jethro called back, waving grandly.
Roger.
We're going out, the pilot replied, and with a massive roar of wind and dust, the military helicopter lifted back into the sky, leaving Jethro standing on the dirt road. Hey, look at those ribbons, Howard whispered to Sam as Jethro approached. And 4 stars. That's an important man. Jethro strode up to the porch, his sunglasses gleaming in the sun. He adjusted his uniform, pulled a handful of cigars from his pocket, and extended them with a grand gesture. At ease, civilians. Here, have a cigar. Well, thank you, General. Thank you, Sam said, politely accepting one, completely bewildered by the display. You're welcome, Jethro declared proudly, slipping his hands into his pockets. The Air Force gave me a whole pocketful of them. Gave me the sunglasses, too. Real nice bunch of fellas. Went out to this Air Force base for breakfast. Happened to mention I'd like to go to Hooterville. Man, you should have seen them fellas jumping around. Snapping salutes like they was brushing flies. Offered me my own plane. I'd have took it, except for one thing. What's that? Howard asked, thoroughly fascinated by the tale. Don't know how to fly, Jethro admitted completely flatly. Sam stared at him, deadpan. You don't know how to fly? Not yet, but I'm fixing to learn, Jethro grinned, entirely undeterred. They such a nice bunch of fellas. I'm thinking on joining up. Howard frowned, looking closer at the grand uniform. You're thinking on joining? That's right. Where did you get that uniform? At a costume company in Hollywood, Jethro answered honestly. Sam sighed heavily, rubbing his temples as the pieces of the puzzle finally clicked together in his mind. Wait a minute. Ain't you Jethro Bodine? I used to be, Jethro shrugged nonchalantly. Now I'm Buzz Bodine, right of the Pentagon. Jethro, you know what you can get for wearing a general's uniform? Sam asked, his voice filled with a mixture of warning and amusement. Not exactly, but I bet it's plenty, Jethro replied cheerfully. Oh, here comes my train. I'm going to the Shady Rest Hotel and get that there fella Steve Elliott to give me flying lessons. Well, Jethro, I wouldn't wear that uniform, Sam advised, shaking his head. Jethro looked Sam up and down, completely misinterpreting the comment. I don't blame you. Wouldn't come close to fitting it. With that, Jethro turned on his heel and marched off toward the arriving train, leaving Sam and Howard standing on the porch in stunned silence. Over at the Shady Rest Hotel, Steve Elliott was working diligently near the open fields, wiping sweat from his brow. Betty Jo came walking up to him, a bright smile on her face, holding their beautiful baby girl in her arms. Steve, a general. Betty Jo started eagerly, pointing back toward the main station area. Steve looked up, wiping his hands on a rag. Hughes Airport? He asked, referencing the local joke. Yeah, it was Uncle Joe's idea. Betty Jo laughed softly. He thought Mr. Hughes would be so flattered he'd lower the rent. Did he? Steve asked, raising an eyebrow. Well, when it was Hughes' pasture, I was paying $18 a month, Betty Jo explained. Now that it's Hughes Airport, he's raised it to $25. Steve chuckled, shaking his head. Good old Uncle Joe. What did you start to say about a general? Oh, yes, Betty Jo said, her excitement returning instantly. There's an Air Force general at the Shady Rest. You're kidding, Steve said, throwing the rag down. He has 4 stars. Is that a general? Betty Jo asked, her eyes wide. Boy, is that a general. Oh, this is a chance for you to make some extra money.
Oh.
He wants you to give him flying lessons. Steve stared at her as if she were speaking a foreign language. A 4-star Air Force general? And he wants me to give him flying lessons? That's what he said. Betty Jo nodded happily. Isn't it thrilling? It's crazy. That's what it is, Steve countered, completely baffled.
Why?
Betty Jo asked, frowning. Honey, I was in the Air Force for 5 years, Steve explained, throwing his hands up in the air. I didn't even see a 4-star general. Well, you'll be nice to him, won't you? Betty Jo pleaded gently.
Huh.
Nice to him? Steve said, his tone turning incredibly serious. I'll shine his shoes, draw his bath, and serve him breakfast in bed. But why would a 4-star general come to an out-of-the-way place like this? I told you, Betty Jo repeated patiently. He wants you to give him flying lessons. Honey, somebody's joking, Steve muttered, looking around suspiciously. Do generals joke a lot? No, I've heard that they don't, Betty Jo admitted. Oh, well, you can ask him yourself. Here it comes. They both turned to watch as Jethro came marching down the path, still wearing the oversized uniform with an immense amount of unearned pride. That really is a 4-star Air Force general, Steve whispered, his military instincts kicking in as he stood up straight. Now, don't forget to be nice. Don't worry, Steve muttered back, adjusting his collar. How do I look? Terrible. Betty Jo smiled sweetly. Thanks, Steve sighed. As Jethro approached, Steve snapped into a sharp, rigid military salute. General, sir, this is a great honor. I believe you've met my wife.
Betty.
Yes, sir, Betty. Jethro nodded grandly, trying to look imposing through his sunglasses. And I'm her husband, Steve continued quickly, his nerves getting the better of him.
Ah, Steve.
Yes, sir, that's right, Betty Jo helped out. Betty, Steve. That is Steve and Betty. We're the Elliots. I haven't seen my husband this nervous since we had a baby. Betty Jo joked lightly, trying to ease the thick tension. Yes, sir. That's true, Steve rambled on, his face flushing. We did have a baby.
Not while we were in the Air Force.
That is to say, I was in the Air Force, not my wife. You see, she's a girl, so she. Sir, my wife tells me that you want me to give you flying lessons. I realize, of course, that the general's joking. Nope, Jethro said simply. You want me to give you flying lessons? Steve asked, blinking. Yep, Jethro confirmed. Steve turned to Betty Jo, completely bewildered. See, Steve, I told you, Betty Jo whispered. He don't catch on to things too quick, does he? Jethro remarked to Betty Jo, pointing a thumb at Steve. Come on, boys. Let's get on up there, and wild blue yonder it. Steve froze, staring at Jethro as he walked past toward the old, parked airplane. Where have I heard that voice before? He said he was called the Pride of the Pentagon. Betty Jo supplied thoughtfully. Maybe it was there. Somehow that voice doesn't have the ring of the Pentagon, Steve muttered, watching Jethro awkwardly attempt to climb into the small cockpit of the crop-dusting plane. "Hey, where's the spider?" Jethro yelled from the pilot's seat, fumbling with the controls. "It's beginning to come to me," Steve said, his eyes narrowing as recognition began to dawn on him. "Me too," Betty Jo agreed, watching the general pull randomly on the steering mechanism. "Hey, how do you start this rascal?" Jethro called out, completely clueless. "The engine's inoperative," Steve shouted back, crossing his arms. "Well, let's fly over there and get it," Jethro yelled, completely missing the meaning of the word. Steve finally marched over to the side of the plane, looking up at his new student with an expression of pure disbelief. Jethro, what do you think you're doing?" "Running to fly, so I can join the Air Force," Jethro answered happily, pulling on a lever that wasn't connected to anything. "Do you know what you could get for wearing a general's uniform?" Steve asked, deadpan. "Everybody asks me that," Jethro complained, waving a hand. "Must be a bundle." "What you could get is the federal pen," Steve told him directly. "No thanks, no pen," Jethro said, shaking his head rapidly. "Uncle Jed don't want me fooling with nothing sharp." "Jethro, let me explain it to you," Steve sighed, reaching in to pull him out of the cockpit. "Lots of luck." Just then, the familiar sound of the local train whistle blew in the distance, and within minutes, the train pulled up to the platform near the Shady Rest Hotel. Jed, Granny, and Ellie Mae stepped off, greeted by the warm, familiar sights of the countryside. "Thanks for the jitney ride, Annie," Jed called out to the conductor with a polite wave. "I'll get the bag. We's gonna take the train out to the Shady Rest Hotel. Give our best to your family." "Bye, Annie." Annie didn't say much, did she? Ellie Mae noted as the train started to move down the tracks again. "No, but when he does, it sure ain't worth listening to," Granny muttered, adjusting her bonnet. As they walked toward the main path, they saw Sam Drucker and Howard walking toward them from the general store. "Hi there, Mr. Drucker," Ellie Mae called out with a bright wave. "Well, Ellie Mae and Granny," Sam greeted them warmly, his face lighting up. "Hello, Sam." "Howdy, Sam." "Well, Mr. Clampett."
"Ah, Jed."
Jed extended a hand, shaking Sam's warmly. "Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae. I'd like you to meet my friend, Howard Hughes," Sam introduced, gesturing to the tall, lanky man standing beside him dressed in very simple, rustic clothes. "Hi, Mr. Hughes," Ellie Mae said politely. "Howdy, young lady," Howard replied with a gentle, friendly nod. "Proud to meet you." "Pleasure's all mine, ma'am," Howard added, turning to Jed. "Any friend of Sam's is a friend of Howard." "Well, thank you," Jed smiled warmly. "Oh, Mr. Drucker, you got a new cat," Ellie Mae noticed suddenly, spotting a fluffy orange feline lounging near the porch. "Yeah, I call her Marmalade," Sam smiled. "Howdy there, Marmalade," Ellie Mae cooed, immediately kneeling down to pet the animal. "You sure are pretty." Sam turned back to Howard, gesturing toward Jed. "Jed Clampett's fella I was telling you about, Howard, struck oil on his land back in the hills. I wish that had happened to me." Howard sighed with a good-natured chuckle. "Howard's biggest landowner in these parts." "Do tell," Jed said, genuinely impressed. "What have you got on your land?" "Well, last year, I had a flood," Howard explained with a wry smile. "And the year before that, a drought." "Don't let him fool you," Sam chimed in, nudging Howard playfully.
"He does all right."
"He raises barley, corn, rye. You can make good stuff out of them," Granny noted, her eyes narrowing with a very specific, knowing interest. "Granny," Jed warned softly. "I mean stuff like bread," Granny corrected quickly with an innocent shrug. "Sure you do," Howard laughed. "If you ever happen to come by my place, drop in. I'll give you 3 fingers of bread." Granny looked puzzled as Howard walked ahead. "What did he mean, Jed?" "There's our train to the Shady Rest," Jed pointed out as they began walking toward the hotel grounds. "Hey, Jethro's already out there." "Jethro's in Hooterville?" Granny asked, her voice tight with immediate annoyance. "Yeah, he came in a few hours ago," Sam told them. "He was wearing an Air Force general's uniform. Said he was going out there and get Steve Elliott to give him flying lessons." "I'll go out and flag down the cannonball," Sam offered, stepping ahead. Sam, I think I'll go out to the shady rest with the Clampetts, Howard decided, walking alongside them. I want to talk to Steve about a rent on Hughes Airport. Okay, Howard, Sam called back. We can finish our game later. Within a few minutes, the entire group arrived at the beautiful, sprawling porch of the Shady Rest Hotel. Betty Jo was sitting on the porch swing, gently rocking the baby. Ellie Mae immediately rushed over, her face lighting up with absolute joy. What a darling baby, Ellie Mae exclaimed, leaning over the bundle. Cutest I ever did see. Can I hold her, dear? Sure you can, Ellie. Betty Jo smiled warmly, carefully transferring the sleeping infant into Ellie Mae's arms. Now, be careful, Ellie, Granny warned, walking up the steps. That's not one of your critters. I know, Granny, Ellie Mae whispered softly, her face filled with pure tenderness as she cradled the little girl. Jed stood nearby, watching the sweet scene with a deep sense of pride and affection. Look at that. Ellie and that young and dainty boy. They make each other real natural. Oh, Jed, wouldn't it be nice if Ellie had a baby of her own? Granny sighed, a rare sentimental tone in her voice. Yeah, but first it'd be nice if she had a husband of her own, Jed pointed out with a practical, amused smile. Just then, Jethro came walking out of the hotel lobby, looking incredibly downcast. He was no longer wearing his grand military attire. Instead, he was swallowed up in an oversized, incredibly baggy old suit that hung loosely from his frame. Come on, Jethro, Steve said, walking out behind him and trying to offer some encouragement. You look just fine. Jethro pouted heavily, tugging at the giant lapels of the coat. Uncle Joe ain't exactly a snappy dresser. Believe me, it's safer than wearing a general's uniform, Steve reminded him firmly. Boy, what a come-down, Jethro groaned, hanging his head. From Pride of the Pentagon to a Hooterville hit. Hey, you're still going to give me flying lessons, though, aren't you, Steve? Oh, I'd like to, Jethro. If I had a safe plane, Steve admitted honestly, rubbing the back of his neck. But, well, that old crater of mine is Falmouth Park. Jethro looked at him, confused. Would you like a new airplane? Would my wife like a mink coat? Steve replied with a sarcastic chuckle. Go ask her. Forget it. Oh, that's okay. Jethro dismissed easily, his confidence returning instantly. My Uncle Jed's got $90 million. Hey, Uncle Jed, can I see you for a minute? You're right there, Jed said, walking over to his nephew. And I'll have some money of my own, too. Now that I'm a retired general, Jethro added proudly, puffing out his chest even in the baggy suit. What? Jed blinked, staring at him. Well, ain't I entitled to a pension? Jethro asked, entirely serious. I wouldn't put in for it if I were you, Steve advised dryly, hiding a smile. Jed turned his attention to Steve, offering a warm, genuine handshake. Steve, that's a mighty fine little baby. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Clampett, Steve said appreciatively. Hey, Uncle Jed, would you buy Steve a new airplane? Jethro piped up again, completely shameless. You need one? Jed asked, looking at Steve with genuine curiosity. Well, yes, sir, but I don't expect you to, Steve said quickly, feeling a bit embarrassed by Jethro's forwardness. I mean, that is, we'd pay you back, naturally. We? Jed repeated, raising an eyebrow. Well, Uncle Joe and I are sort of in business together, Steve explained. What he calls Carson Elliott Enterprises. We have this crop dusting service. Howard Hughes stepped forward, clearing his throat politely. Say, Steve, I'd like to talk to you about the rent on Hughes Airport. Could you talk to Uncle Joe? Steve asked sheepishly. Yeah, if I could find him, but he always hides comes first of the month. We keep our plane in Mr. Hughes' pasture, Betty Jo called out from the porch. Airport, Howard corrected with a serious, proud nod. Yeah, you hootin' for rent, Steve? Jed asked, his kind heart instantly sympathizing with the young couple's struggles. Oh, I'm hootin' for everything, Mr. Clampett, Steve admitted with a heavy sigh. My plane's in pieces and we work out of this broken-down shack. Airport, Howard chimed in again, determined to maintain the dignity of his land. Dermot, Yeah, Jed nodded, thinking it over for a silent moment. I got an idea. Why don't we all go over to the pasture? Airport, Howard corrected once more. Okay, put things over, Jed agreed easily.
Fine.
Hey, I'll go along, Jethro announced, immediately marching to the front of the group. You all can use the expert advice of the retired airport general. Granny watched them start to walk, calling out after them from the porch steps. Oh, where are you going? We're going over to see Steve's crop dusting airplane, Jed explained, turning back to her. He dusts crops with an airplane? Granny asked, her face crinkling with utter confusion and disbelief. Yeah, you see, Granny, you fly real low over a field, Jed began to explain, but Jethro instantly cut in front of him, waving his arms dramatically. Steve, I'll explain to her, Jethro insisted proudly. She don't understand aeronautics like I do. You see, Granny, airplanes got a fan out front called a propeller. It spins around and makes a big wind. Understand? Well, anyway, Steve flies low over the fields. And the wind blows the dust off the crops. That's what you call crop dusting. Steve and Jed exchanged a long, silent look of pure amusement. Beautiful, General, Steve said dryly. Mr. Clampett, if you like the idea of buying out Uncle Joe, I'm sure he'll be amenable, Steve continued as they walked toward the open fields. Well, I don't want to get him around, Jed said modestly. What I mean is I think he'd like it, Steve assured him. Maybe we could call the new company Clampett-Elliott Enterprises. Wait a minute. I want in on that, Howard Hughes interrupted, stopping in his tracks and gesturing to the wide-open grassy field. After all, this here's my pasture. Airport, Jethro reminded him with a grin. That's fine with me, Jed smiled, nodding to Howard.
Me too.
Sam Drucker, who had walked up to join them, smiled warmly at the partnership. Sam Drucker says that everything this here man touches turns to gold, Howard noted, looking at Jed with immense respect. Well, I guess it's just a question of making the financial arrangements, Jed said humbly. Well, why don't I call my banker, Mr. Drysdale, and have him to handle it? Dearest Bones, Drucker's store, Jethro shouted excitedly. I'll go flag the train.
Good.
Jed looked around the immediate area, realizing someone was missing. Where's Jethro? Oh, looks like he's checking out my plane, Steve noted, pointing toward the old hangar where Jethro had wandered off. I'll get him. Jethro? Jethro? Steve ran over to the small, dilapidated aircraft, finding Jethro completely wedged, twisted, and stuck tightly between the front and rear seating compartments of the tiny plane. This is impossible, Steve muttered, staring at the tangled mess of limbs and baggy suit fabric. There's no opening between those two cockpits. There is now, Jethro groaned, his voice muffled as he tried to shift his weight. Well, listen, we're going over to Drucker's store to call Mr. Drysdale, Steve told him, shaking his head. Get out. I wish I could, but I'm stuck, Jethro admitted sheepishly, his face completely flushed. Steve sighed deeply, looking at the ridiculous sight. Jethro, when the Air Force lost you, they lost a great general. Thanks, Jethro beamed, missing the sarcasm entirely. Will you please help me get out of here? Jed walked up, assessing the situation with a calm smile. Mr. Claver, you and Mr. Hughes go ahead and catch the train. This may take a while. Yes, operator, I understand. Thank you very much. Bye, Millie Jane said, letting out a tense breath as she slammed the telephone receiver down on its cradle inside the grand offices of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills. Mr. Drysdale paced back and forth across the thick, expensive carpet, his face pale with intense anxiety. Well, I'm sorry, Chief. There's no telephone at the Shady Rest Hotel in Hooterville, Miss Jane reported gently. Oh, fine, Mr. Drysdale cried out dramatically, throwing his hands up in despair. We've lost touch with our largest depositor. $90 million can go down the drain like that. Miss Jane sighed, trying to reason with him. $90 million is safe. It's here in your bank. All Jed Claver has to do is write one check, and this bank becomes a parking lot, Mr. Drysdale panicked, gripping his hair. Suddenly, the telephone on the grand mahogany desk rang out loudly, shattering the tense silence of the room. Miss Jane lunged for it, picking it up instantly. Hello? Yes, just a moment. She looked up at her boss, her eyes wide. It's Hooterville calling. Don't accept it, Mr. Drysdale screamed, covering his ears. It's disaster. It's bad news. Miss Jane ignored him, pressing the button to connect the call. What's that, Mr. Claver? You're buying Carson Elliott Enterprises? Mr. Drysdale fell into a chair, groaning loudly. I told you. There it is.
Boom.
We're a parking lot. He's blown $90 million. Miss Jane continued to listen intently, her expression shifting from confusion to utter shock. Did I understand you correctly, Mr. Claver? You're going into business with a man named Howard Hughes? Mr. Drysdale froze instantly. His eyes shot open, and he practically leaped across the room, ripping the telephone out of Miss Jane's hands.
Hang on, I don't want to.
Howard Hughes, give me that phone. Mr. Claver, it's me, your friendly banker. Back at Drucker's store, Jed held the receiver to his ear, smiling at the sound of his banker's incredibly frantic, enthusiastic voice. Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Jed greeted him warmly. Yes, sir, that's his name, Howard Hughes. I met him down here in Hooterville. He's the biggest landowner in these parts. Mr. Drysdale gasped on the other end of the line, his brain short-circuiting with excitement. I thought most of his land was in Vegas. Well, it might be, but part of it is in corn and barley, Jed explained calmly, looking over at Howard, who was leaning against the counter. And then, of course, there's the Hughes Airport. Mr. Claver, could you describe Mr. Hughes to me? Mr. Drysdale pleaded, his voice trembling with awe. Yeah, he's right here, Jed said, studying his new partner. He's, I'd say he's kind of an ordinary-looking fella. Tall, lanky. He's got on an old shirt, a pair of work pants, and some old faded sneakers. In Beverly Hills, Mr. Drysdale slammed his hand on the desk in absolute ecstasy. It's him. It's him. Howard Hughes, the billionaire. Wouldn't you know that he and Jed Claver would get together? Money goes to money. You've heard me say that 100 times. No, I haven't, Miss Jane whispered dryly from the side. You will. Mr. Drysdale snapped back at her before yelling into the phone again. Mr. Claver, do you think Mr. Hughes will agree to do business with my bank? Well, hold on, I'll ask him, Jed said. He turned to the tall man standing next to him. Howard, you mind doing business with Mr. Drysdale's bank? Howard shrugged his shoulders with an easy, casual smile. Jed, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me. Jed spoke back into the receiver. Howard says. I heard him. I heard him, Mr. Drysdale interrupted, practically swooning on the other end. What a beautiful voice. Like an angel. Jed pulled the phone away slightly, looking at it with a puzzled expression.
Seems kind of ordinary to me.
But anyway, Howard and me is going into airline business. Would you handle the financial arrangement? I'll be there on the first plane, and don't let Mr. Hughes out of your sight, Mr. Drysdale ordered frantically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Jed hung up the telephone, shaking his head with a gentle smile. I never hear that man so excited. He says you've got a very famous name, Howard. Howard let out a hearty laugh, shaking his head as he pulled out a checkerboard from beneath the counter. Well, it ought to be famous. I've been selling corn, barley, and rye in this valley for over 30 years.
Take him on, Jed. He's too good for me.
Sit right down there, Mr. Clampett. What do you prefer, reds or blacks? Well, I'll take the ones on this side here, Jed said, pulling up a wooden stool and sitting down comfortably. All right. Back at the hangar, the sun was beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the open field. Jethro was still completely stuck inside the tight cockpit space, looking increasingly miserable. Steve walked back into the area, carrying a large, heavy tool. It's no use, Jethro, Steve said, letting out a tired breath. I can't get you out of there. Hey, where are you going, Steve? Jethro asked nervously as Steve turned around. To get a saw, Steve replied matter-of-factly. Hey, oh no, not that. Take me out of here in one piece, Jethro cried out, twisting frantically in a desperate bid for freedom. Hey, stay down, Steve warned as Jethro's wild movements caused a loud, sharp cracking sound to echo from the old wooden frame of the hangar floor beneath them. Suddenly, a portion of the old floorboards gave way completely, revealing a deep, dark hollow space hidden directly beneath the aircraft. Both men froze, staring into the dark opening. "They found a bone," Jethro whispered, his eyes wide with sudden fear. "A human bone." Steve leaned in closer, squinting into the dusty darkness beneath the floorboards as he pulled a small object from the debris. "I just found the rest of the body," Steve whispered, his voice trembling slightly. "A body?" Jethro gasped, his eyes popping out in sheer amazement. "From the Hallmark Hall of Fame collection. We have an explosive case here. Comes a secret too dark to uncover. The Runaway, Tuesday night at 9 on Hallmark Channel. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. He was a poor mountaineer who barely kept his family fed. And then one day, while he was shooting at some food, up from the ground came a bubbling crude.
Oil, that is.
Black gold.
Texas tea.
Well, the first thing you know, old Jed is a millionaire. The kinfolk said, 'Jed, move away from there.' They said California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools. Movie stars. The Beverly Hillbillies. The bright morning sun shone over the beautiful estate as the morning mail arrived. The postman handed the letters over and said, 'Morning mail just come, pal.' Jed Clampett smiled gently and replied,